And if you've done some craziness that is not beneficial to their company, they'll hold it against you.
Vivica Fox recently blasted 50 Cent for slandering Diddy and Kanye West, threatening to release his obscene tape in which he is being taken to a pound town by a large gay man and has his ass ripped open. This all got out of hand because the reports are swirling, and Vivica is determined to punish 50 Cent for revealing what is allegedly a secret between Diddy and Kanye West. 50 has been discussing Diddy and Kanye West for a while, and he was beginning to become quite bold. No one anticipated Viva to intervene and check him like she did. So 50 Cent is likely hoping that Heck kept his entire mouth shut. Viva and 50 Cent have been at odds for a while, but it appears that Viva will be getting her leg back in the messiest way possible. However, does Vivica actually have the tape? Or is she merely attempting to embarrass 50 Cent? If so, why did she wait so long to release it? Let's get started. Everyone has been waiting for the ideal chance to call out 50 Cent for being shady, and she finally got her chance. However, 50 chose to beat Diddy and Kanye West once more, which forced Viva to finally air her dirty laundry about 50 Cent. What did she say, and why? Fans were horrified when she posted on Instagram, telling her millions of followers that she had a very obscene tape of 50 Cent riding a gay horse. She also claimed that he was a bottom and another man was taking him to Pound Town. What's going on now? Everyone, for obvious reasons, everyone is wondering how Viva got her hands on this nasty tape. If anything, that's the kind of thing that 50 would use to protect his life, given his tendency to call out other men for being gay. However, fans think that Viva pulled a very cunning move. According to those who have allegedly seen the video that Vivica claims to have, the other man is a gay man for pay who was well liked in Hollywood circles for serving famous men. If you thought that was crazy enough, things are about to get even more bizarre. Move and pay 50 cents to your gay boyfriend for the video. Even more heated. To begin, insiders claim that 50 Cent, the man in the video, was the same person who allegedly performed freakouts for Diddy and Kanye, you know? The same freak-off that 50 Cent was clowning them for. Well, that explains why 50 went off on them the way he did. And it turns out that he might have been expressing jealousy under the guise of mockery. If you believe that Vivica is just making things up because Vicky is her ex and she's trying to get her lick back in, you're mistaken, because multiple Hollywood people have seen this video and verified that it's real. Despite the fact that this situation is messy, fans don't feel sorry for 50 Cent because he has been clowning Diddy far too much. The problem is that we all know Diddy is a bad man, a real bad man, who allegedly did some really horrible things to people, but 50 Cent hasn't been criticizing him for being a bad person. Instead, he's been criticizing Diddy for being on the DL, which makes Viva's video even more bizarre. However, recently, he began to go too far, which is precisely what Viva felt she needed to do. As you are all likely aware, 50 Cent has been on top of everything, clowning Diddy for years with the secret parties, rumors, and messy lawsuits. But last week he went all out by entangling Kanye West in these messy brands. The timing of this was intriguing because it happened just hours after videos show Kanye appearing wearing all white clothing to Diddy's trial, which was a decision interview.
In the middle. Kanye West. No,
However, for obvious reasons, his all-white attire brought to mind Diddy's all-white parties, which Kanye West was rumored to have attended. At first, we all assumed that Kanye was there to support his friend, but 50 quickly clarified that this was not the case. To provide some perspective, 50 Cent took taking jabs at Kanye and his wife Bianca. He shared an AI-generated image of himself, dressed entirely in white with the caption, "We're wearing white in honor of the freakouts." This is where things get messy, dang, yes? You should have brought your filthy little wife with you to the Grammys. Began to get bad, but not as bad as what we did to him after that. Alright, let's talk about Vivica's new clapbacks in a moment. However, Twitter users were claiming that the true reason Kanye went to the trial was because insiders told him that his name would be mentioned next. We knew he showed up at the trial to observe what was happening, but did his name come up? And why is 50 Cent making fun of him and his wife, Viva, so much over it? Kanye isn't specifically named during the trial, but Jane Doe's testimony suggested that not only did he try these freak-offs, but he and Bianca reportedly had their own freakouts as well, when Jane Doe supposedly found herself in a Las Vegas hotel room with another well-known rapper, a male escort, and a number of other people on the night of January 2024. She was subjected to severe interrogation. The rapper's name was withheld, but according to Jane Doe, The trip was intended to be for the rapper's girlfriend's or wife's birthday party, but she was taken aback when a male entertainer who Diddy used to hire for the Wild 3 showed up. Combs' attorney, Tony Gagos, called him an industry icon. Jane stated that she and Diddy were aware that the anonymous rapper in question frequently traveled with her during their 3.5-year relationship, but she was still taken aback by his wild behavior. The freak off, as Twitter users have noted, there are numerous indicators that Kanye is the ideal candidate, particularly given that he is a well-known figure in the music industry. Although he has been moving on with Little Wild in recent years, he doesn't deny that he has always been an icon. But what really causes people to take notice of him is that the interesting part comes when you learn that the freak-off was for the rapper's wife's birthday. As you may recall, Bianca's birthday falls in January, and if you've been paying attention, Jane Doe made it clear that the Vegas freak-off took place in January 2024. You can probably guess where Kanye and Bianca were in January 2024, Vegas. However, was Kanye's vacation to Vegas harmless, or was he concealing something crazy? According to a court reporter covering the case, it was very clear to everyone in the courtroom who the source was. Rapper interview.
According to Jane Doe, she had been broken up with Diddy at this time. Diddy was busy. He had Young Miami, Jessie, Gina in rotation. She was on a trip with a different rapper named Bear, and they were in Vegas, and she goes to dinner with this rapper for his wife's birthday, and then afterwards, they go to a hotel, and there's an that she recognizes there named Anton, and she's like, oh my god, like, why are you here? Like, I recognize you, because she obviously did freak-offs. So this other celebrity had hired this or Anton to have sex with a woman. So they go to this hotel room, and there's 7 to 8 people, she said, just staring, watching this rapper. So there's this banging this woman, and there's 7 to 8 people watching. And at one point, she even took her top off, she said, because she was in the moment. And the famous rapper went up to her and said, I think you're very beautiful. I always wanted to F you. Now, not many rappers have wives with birthdays in January, so you guys can do the math, and you guys can figure out who it is.
And to finish with a charming tiny bow, it's a little too coincidental that Kanye was in court the day after Jane Doe filed those accusations. And 50 Cent claims that Kanye was attempting to determine how 50 Cent repeatedly disparaged him, claiming that this is why he was backing Diddy when he was off in Vegas with that little dirtbag. However, here's the twisted part and the reason why many believe Viva might be at fault for supporting Diddy and Kanye, as it turns out that these two men have supposedly been involved in some unpleasant events that were probably against the law. For instance, did you all know that there have been reports dating back to the early? Do you recall this video of Meth Man claiming to have witnessed Kanye West give Diddy some mouth action at a party in the mid-2000s when Kanye was in bed with Diddy?
Kanye West, I hate that, man. Plus, I seen the nigga at one of the parties and just in the bathroom.
For the freak-off may seem eerie, but there's more to it than that. As you may know, Kanye even alluded to strange party affiliations in his old lyrics. But did he also hint at some serious freak-off stuff in his song from 15 years ago? The new workout plan? Do you want to guess who he featured? That's the rapper hit Diddy? But why would Vivica even defend someone asterisk like this? I know it seems like things can't get any worse, but believe me, we're going to witness a whole new level of madness. He went on a rant board with Diddy, shouting things like, "You BBs were not saw. Please excuse me while I write not in all capital letters. You gave me to bees and failed to get saw. You extorted ninjas, which means men bees mean bees." Additionally, he stated, "Mipuff, my supporter, is utterly self-centered. I've been searching for the person who has been attempting to out Black Mogul. I recently learned that Puff is prohibited from earning or receiving money while incarcerated. So I'm going to give Justin half of it. Did I free Puff? Did Puff get me too because of the money or because of fighting? I've never seen a broke ninja grab me too well." Nikki Heaton, a singer, claimed that Diddy and Kanye attempted to seduce her. So it turns out that Kanye was quite right about getting me too. When Kanye called and said he wanted to work with her, she was thrilled because, well, who wouldn't be delighted when it's Kanye West? However, things quickly became strange when she and her manager arrived at the studio. Diddy and roughly 9 other women were there and the whole atmosphere felt strange. Nikki claimed that they were given drinks but later discovered that they had been tampered with. And to be honest, with all the rumors and charges circulating regarding Diddy and Spike's drinking, it wasn't particularly shocking.
My manager was sitting across from me, and you know, if you know about like my past and like us being together, like I noticed as I was standing there just kind of just like wondering what's going on, Diddy kept looking at me and Kanye kept looking at Lauren, and like they were exchanging glances, and I'm like, they're like watching me strangely. And I'm like, okay, let me pretend to drink, and like I'm not actually doing it. And like that seemed to like make them happy, like me like pretending to like join in. And immediately I'm like, there's something in this drink. There's something in this drink. And I didn't know what to do. And I realized that I'm in the studio with Diddy and Kanye, and they're both off their shit. And there's 3 other men, an executive that works with Kanye, his engineer, and his cousin, and me, alone. And I'm like, oh, okay. And I haven't started freaking out yet. Like, I know what the situation is, and they're like out of their minds. And they start coming towards me, and they're like, don't you want to take your clothes off? Like, it's so hot in here. And I'm like, no, fine. I'm fine like this. And they're like, come on, like, it's just us. Like, we're all just friends. Like, let us just, like, see, like, how you look. And I'm like, okay, I'm fine. And, like, I still haven't gotten scared yet, you know? Like, I'm still, like, this is a bad situation. I'm creeped out, but, like, there's no reason to panic. There's other men here. Hold on a second. Real-time feedback. Yeah, so they're coming towards me, and I'm like, okay, this is, I don't know where my manager is, I don't know where anyone is. And they're coming towards me more, and they're trying to like take my clothes off. And I'm like at that point where I'm like, this is not good, but I'm like still trying to like play it off. Just like, stop, you guys are stupid. Like, get out of here, like, don't touch me. Okay, so let me just get to the point. So they start trying, like, they're like pawing at me. Like, they're both drunk, probably on something else. And I start to get a little bit apprehensive because I'm pretty much like backed up against the wall. Like, there's only one exit, and I'm pressed up against this door. And I'm still not completely terrified yet, but I'm like, you guys stop, like, stop. And they're getting to the point where they have like ripped my shirt off. And like, I'm like almost fully exposed at this point. And they're both coming at me, and I'm like, you guys, like, seriously, this isn't funny anymore. And I look to my left where his executive is. Like, we know him pretty well. Like, we've been around him a lot.
Now, while the freak-off may seem eerie, there's more to it than that. As you may know, Kanye even alluded to strange party affiliations in his old lyrics. But did he also hint at some serious freak-off stuff in his song from 15 years ago? The new workout plan? Do you want to guess who he featured? That's the rapper hit Diddy? But why would Vivica even defend someone? He went on a rant-boarding session with Diddy, shouting things like, "You BBs were not saw." I know it sounds like things couldn't be much more crass, but trust me, we're about to witness a whole new level of lunacy. Please forgive me while I write "not" in all capital letters. You gave me to bees and failed to get saw, you extorted ninjas, which means men bees mean bees. And he added, Mipuff, my supporter, is utterly self-centered. I've been searching for the person who has been attempting to out-black mogul. I recently learned that Puff is prohibited from earning or receiving money while incarcerated. So I'm going to give Justin half of it. Did I free Puff? Did Puff get me to because of the money or because of fighting? I've never seen a broken ninja get me to well. According to singer Nikki Heaton, Kanye and Diddy allegedly attempted to seduce her. So it turns out that Kanye was quite right about getting me too. She was thrilled when Kanye called and said he wanted to work with her after all. Who wouldn't? Be when it's Kanye West. But things quickly became strange when she and her manager arrived at the studio. I didn't anticipate seeing Diddy there with roughly 9 other women, and the atmosphere felt strange. Nikki claimed they were given drinks but later discovered they had been tampered with. And to be honest, with all the rumors and charges circulating regarding Diddy and Spike's drinking, it wasn't particularly shocking.
What were your thoughts when 50 Cent blamed the second season ratings dip on gay stuff?
First of all, you know, the pot calling the kettle black is all I'm saying.
Ooh. The pot calling the kettle black. Huh.
Whoa. That was some tea. That was shade. That was major shade.
Hot calling the kettle black. So I mean, you're not insinuating that
he's
50
gay?
Cent is.
Oh my Lord, please. What? Girl, we gotta talk after this episode is over.
Wait, Vivica A. Fox. What are you insinuating?
Well, I mean,
He gave you.
no, he's not. I mean, we had a great time. I mean, but he's just seems like he's got something that's not quite clear. So
So you mean sometimes if people protest too much about something,
Yes.
the fire is happening right there in front of them.
Absolutely. I just never forget there was a Vibe cover with him and Soulja Boy that made me kind of go,
However, she went one step further when she revealed to Wendy Williams in private that 50 was gay. And Wendy, being Wendy, couldn't resist revealing the truth on her show. Vivica wasn't finished with 50, though, as she even attempted to divulge tell you what 50 cents. Since you keep on telling that lie, I challenge you both to let's go on Bravo's Watch What Happens Live. And we could put this to use, she wrote. In a picture of 50 wearing makeup. Jaguar Right Queen also asserted that 50 Cent and Soulja Boy had a homosexual encounter, but the rest never transpired.
You know, Soulja Boy, I just want to say this about Soulja Boy. Y'all gotta give him a little bit of latitude because he a victim.
The expose is popping off.
You know, he been in the rap game since he was little, just like Weezy.
Yeah.
And he's been ran through quite a bit.
No, she didn't say that. Whoa.
You
I
know
didn't know that information.
You don't remember when he was in New York and they caught him
from one thing to
whoever
another.
his big daddy was threw him out into the hallway. He was walking around in the hallway holding his nuts. This couple has actually appeared on a magazine cover together. That's why he's always able to call other on being a swish. Birds of a feather flock together.
That's true.
Game recognized game. There's no way in the world that man understands that much about homosexual dealings in the industry, is constantly calling people out, and he ain't seen none of it personally.
Therefore, even though this is dirty, it's still not comparable to the video of 50 being thrashed by gay people. And if 50 doesn't stop making fun of Diddy and Kanye, we might see 50's obscene tape. Vivica isn't just pulling threads out of the air, as it appears, of him being battered from behind for everyone to see. But I wanted to know what you guys thought of this. Is it all smoke, mirrors, and lies? Or is Vivica just being jealous? Do you think that Vivica is being messy by leaving the video as retaliation? Or do you think that this mighty want to hear how you all feel about this? So please leave your comments below, and then watch this following video. Is this petty retaliation? Or is 50 concealing more than anyone realized?